Hello, my name is Anthony Lemire, and today I'm going to give you a brief introduction into information security. By no means is this presentation going to give you the information to become a certified ethical hacker. That's going to take a little more time than 15 minutes. What this presentation is just to give you a general overview on exactly what might be encompassing inside of information security and what are some of our problems out there. And again, this is by no means an exhaustive list, but this is just a general overview. So as soon as I say information security, most people think of the hacker, right? That person sitting there does something out there, touches something, bazinga, and he's in. Well, let's take the term off of there for a moment. And what is a hacker? There are two terms out there that we like to use, hacker and malicious hacker or cracker. A hacker is no more a threat to you than a person walking down the street. And you're going, hold on a second. I hear about this news all the time about these hackers. Well, the original term, and still a great fight out there by most people that are in Linux, is a hacker is just somebody out there that's trying to explore their environment. It's trying to get computers to work. Granted, trying to get software to work. They're literally hacking away at the code, trying to get things to work. It's the same as somebody driving down the street through a neighborhood with no malicious intent. You're just driving down, looking at the different houses, exploring the architecture. And a good hacker, an ethical hacker, if they happen to be driving down the street and see somebody happens to have their garage wide open or their house door wide open, they would be the person that would go up to the house and say, Mr. or Mrs., can you please close your door? I saw that it was open from the street. That would be the good person. The cracker or malicious hacker, that's not that person. That is the person that's sneaking through the neighborhood, that's looking to rob you, that's looking to take everything away from you. That's not the person that's going to come up to your door and say, oh, your door's open. That's the person that's going to try to bust down that door. Now, while this is a real problem, we need to take a look at where this came from. What happened? Back in the late 70s, when the personal computer first came on the scene, we didn't have much to worry about in terms of information security. We had the network called SneakerNet. For those of you that remember SneakerNet, if I wanted to copy a file from one computer and put it to another computer, I had to take a floppy disk out, put it in, copy the information, run over to another computer, then copy and then use that information on that computer. Now, if we had a malicious hacker, if we had a virus out there, the only way they got to transfer from computer to computer is dirty disks. They were disks that were infected, and they go from one machine to the next machine, or a machine was infected and it infected the disks, and then infected one machine to the next machine. Well, we've, just like the picture, have gotten a little further away from that nice, wholesome picture of the nice, slow SneakerNet. Today we have many, many different things online. We do a lot of things. And our world is just getting more and more connected. We can do everything from banking to turning our lights on and off, opening our doors, remote starting our cars. Now, you might be going, okay, some of that stuff I know about, right? I know about my online banking. I know about accessing bad sites. I know about protecting my computer. But we got to worry about hacking cars, hacking houses, hacking alarm systems, hacking batteries, hacking dishwashers, hacking refrigerators. Yes, all that. The more stuff we put online, the more stuff we have to worry about. There was a story of people going, we don't have to worry about people hacking a battery. Now you go, but that makes sense. Battery has no network connection. Well, where are batteries located? Inside of cell phones. Okay. Then why would somebody hack a battery? If you could hack a battery, what could you do to the battery? You could overload the battery, correct? You could start a fire. So we have to protect the battery. Now, when we write programs, when we're protecting things, we have to look at it more holistically than just saying, okay, I got a computer program. I just need to protect the money. Anything that has to do with money, I just have to protect that. It's not that simple in today's world where we are surfing the internet. Remember going back to that previous example of SneakerNet? With today's World Wide Web, we're out there. The amount of information is flowing. We have foreign countries hacking. We have teenagers with too much time on their hands. We have high-speed internet lines. The amount of information that is flowing through there is incredible. And at any time, it is susceptible. We can stop all this tomorrow. We could prevent all hacking problems tomorrow. We could take all of our computers, we can take all of our phones, disconnect them from the internet, put them into a closet, turn them off, take away the keyboards, mice, everything, and we will never have to worry about any hacker getting onto our system. I don't know about you, but in my world, if my internet goes down, that's a bad day, or a bad hour, or a bad 20 minutes. So, what are some of the real problems that we can deal with? The first one we have to worry about, especially in organizations, is the employees. You have a mischievous employee. Now, when I say this, I don't mean that the employee has bad intentions. For whatever reasons, people tend to look at computers and say, I can fix that. And then they start tinkering with stuff, and as the picture is showing, they're throwing away pieces that they think are extra pieces. You know, you're never happy if you take your car to a mechanic and he comes back and says, you know what, I found all these extra pieces in your car. You tend to walk away from that mechanic, and notice I said walk away. You're not going to be driving your car away because you're going to go, yeah, I think I needed all 4 brakes. Now, those 2 extra ones weren't for show. I think I need 4 tires. 3 just aren't going to do it. My 5 lug nuts per tire, no, 4 of those were not spares. But people, when they take a look at cars, go, ooh, this creates a dangerous situation. And so I'm going to be a little more careful with it. With computers, we have people that'll start tinkering with them when they don't really know what they're doing. The best users are the people that are already afraid of it. But the problem users are people that aren't necessarily enough afraid of it. Our second problem is portability of data. Again, going back to SneakerNet, we didn't have to worry about information just running away. I guess I take that back. That's the only thing we had to worry about was information literally running away. We still have that problem today, but back then, we started off with diskettes that were 720 kilobytes. Then we went up to 1.44 megabytes. Even databases back then, there was a lot of information that was not going to fit into a diskette. For a long time there, for a while there, we had where it was too hard to get information out, that it was going to take too long to get that information out. Now that we have these large USB drives, we have the internet, we have networking, information can disappear in a matter of minutes. And when I mean disappear, it could be copied, it could be transferred, and we can know it, or we might not even know that that information has been gone. Now you're saying, well, who could do this? Who would want to do this? Disgruntled employees is the number one cause. It's people that are out there thinking they got wrong, they don't like it, and you go, well, that'll never happen in my organization. The FAA just had this incident. The world's busiest airport, Chicago O'Hare, because of one disgruntled employee, shut down all its flights in and out of O'Hare for over 24 hours. One employee did that. Because our world is all interconnected, because we have a limited number of employees doing a lot of jobs, this is a real problem. We could have, again, just like that situation, one employee take down a whole company. Let's not forget that hacker. He's already gone. As you see, he's a sneaky little guy. We have to be aware of him as well. He is just as much a threat. Again, I am not going to take enough time to be able to do any of the solutions justice. But some of them are making sure we have our doors locked, making sure our alarm is on. What does that mean? Let's not put servers straight on the internet. Let's put some firewalls. Let's put some protection between them. Let's also, besides having protection, know if something got hacked, right? Let's make sure our software is up to date. Let's make sure we close those holes when we find them. Let's make sure our organization is all in mind. If we have some kind of check-in process that everybody's got to be key-carded, let's make sure everybody gets key-carded. Let's have no people following on top of somebody else. Have the person go, hey, you need to swipe. Let's make sure that the rules apply to everybody. Let's not have the top people in the organization, that doesn't really, everybody else in the organization needs to have their screen locked down, but mine doesn't have to be. And you'd be surprised at how a screensaver can cause some big problems. Let us lock down the information. Let's make sure that the people that have access, that need access to the information, have access, and that people that don't need access don't have access. Again, this is just a very short list. I could go on for an hour about all the different types. But this was just a brief overview or introduction into the world of information security. By no means is this a very exhaustive list. I am up with my 15 minutes. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to doing more of these in the future.